What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Protect Sports back with another video today. And today I have episode 2 of FTF, aka Fix This Franchise. As you know, I have a series going called Fix This Franchise where I pick 8 teams in the National Football League. 8 teams. These probably will be the top 8 picks in the NFL draft, more than likely. These are teams that are struggling, both offensively and defensively. They're not looking good. And these are teams that maybe have players on big contracts that need to move, to start rebuild. These are teams that are in complete rebuild mode, and I'm putting my GM hat on and thinking how to rebuild this franchise. Episode 1 is on my favorite football team, which is the Washington Redskins. You know I'm a Redskins fan, so I know the team pretty well, so that was a pretty easy episode to execute and finish as soon as possible. Part 2 will be uploaded today. Today is Thursday, so when you guys go check that video out, hope you guys like that one. This will be uploaded tomorrow on Friday. This is Fix This Franchise episode 2, part 1 on the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals have been struggling a lot this year. They're 0-8. They have bench Andy Dalton in favor of rookie quarterback Ryan Finley. They want to see what he has so they know if they want to draft a quarterback with the number 1 or number 2 overall pick. It depends if they win a game or not. And I don't think they'll win a game this year. So I'm assuming they're going to have number 1 pick in the draft. They're going to have a flavor of Tua Tagovailoa, Joe Burrow from LSU, Justin Herbert from Oregon. They have a lot of options to draft a quarterback at 1 to see what they like most. But this is not draft talk. This is Fix This Franchise. But it does involve a lot of draft talk in this. So, with that being said, now you took to the young guy. They're going to struggle. He's going to struggle. He's not going to probably play that great. And they'll see some flashes of good play from him, but they'll see if he can actually take over the load of being a starting quarterback in this league or not. So we will find out about Ryan Finley next 8 weeks, if he's actually capable of starting in this league, or do they have to draft a quarterback. This has not even terrible. As you know, they had Marvin Lewis, their head coach, for a very long time. They were perennial playoff contenders every year, but just could never win a playoff game. Now they kind of fell off to this land of straight up trash. They can't stay healthy for a damn. They have a whole ton of injuries. I don't think they're as bad as their 0-8 record indicates. But with that being said, you are what your record is, as Bill Parcells will say, and they're bad. They're a bad football team, and they need a lot of work to get back to the old Cincinnati Bengals that were the 11-5s, 12-4s, 10-6s, always making the playoffs. Possibly in every single playoff game they were in before losing it to some weird reason. So, in order to get back to that and maybe even exceed that and start winning playoff games, they had to go in total rebuild mode. Now, how do you do this? When you're in rebuild mode, you have to check your salary cap situation and see what your salary cap is, and get rid of players with big contracts to free up salary cap space. Now, these are guys that are definitely candidates for getting rid of. AJ Green, definitely. He's not been healthy. He's over 30 now. It's time to move on from AJ, to be honest. Andy Dalton, I think, is above 30 now as well. He has a nice contract number that you could probably get rid of and not take a lot of dead money off the cap. Carlos Dunlap, another guy. Will Jackson III. Guys like that are either not in your future plans or guys that are big contracts and not part of your future plans. So, with that being said, I think those are guys that definitely are candidates to get rid of. Now, these are young core players that I would probably keep. Guys like Jesse Bates III, Jonah Williams, the tackle they drafted number 11 overall in this past year's draft. Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd, Alex Erickson, guys like that. Another guy you probably want to move on from, get back to that side of things, is Tyler Eifert, another guy you probably want to get rid of. So those are young players that I'm really, really, really intrigued about. Darquez Dennard, solid corner. Not great corner, but solid. You got a couple guys, maybe Drake Kirkpatrick, that you might want to move on from, but you're kind of iffy on. It's a lot of things they got to do this offseason, but definitely AJ, Andy, Carlos Dunlap all need to go. They all have big contracts. They don't need to be here. You need to give it to guys like Andre Smith as well. The older players on these big contracts, they need to go. They're in the way, and they're not creating salary cap space for you. In order to create the salary cap space, you have to get rid of these guys. So, boom. Team needs after that. I think wide receiver would be a need. Offensive tackle will be a need as well. You got Jonah on one side. You need another tackle on the other side. Quarterback, definitely quarterback, supersedes everything else. It all depends on how Ryan Finley looks as a starter. If you think he's a starting quarterback, at least a bridge starter until you draft a quarterback, then you keep him around. But also remember, you have the number 1 pick in the draft. Do you want to draft a quarterback there? So it's a wait and see approach with that one. But quarterback definitely. Pass rusher, maybe corner. It depends if you train William Jackson III or not. But I'm assuming you probably move on from William Jackson III. Not exactly sure. I heard rumors they were going to trade him at the trade deadline, but they never traded him. So we'll see with that. But definitely Andy, AJ, Thomas Dunlap, Andre Smith all need to go there. All too old. These old-ass players, don't have to be on your roster. You're trying to get younger, faster, and mold your team in Zach Taylor and the GM's image. So you have your team needs, you have the guys you need to get rid of, right? And the guys I said to keep. Now you have a young nucleus in Jonah and Joe Mixon and Tyler Boyd, and guys like John Ross, guys like that. But they have to stay healthy, of course, and they have to produce. Also, another thing I really want them to know is, what can you get for these players? So let's get to the trade packages for these 4 to 5 players I talked about. Let's start with Andy Dalton. Do you trade Andy Dalton or do you just straight up release him? Now, if you release him, I don't know what his dead money is looking like, but it shouldn't be that much money. But you'll be looking to trade him first. Now, who would be suited for Andy Dalton? One would be the Bears. The Bears' quarterback situation is horrible. Mitchell Trubisky looks like cold garbage, and it's not looking any better than he looked week 1. Total trash. The only good game he had was against the damn Redskins because the Redskins suck. So, the Bears will be looking to acquire Mitchell Trubisky probably. Now, what would it take for Andy Dalton to get acquired? Okay. I have a quick trade package for you guys. I think a 2020 third-round pick and a 2021 fourth-round pick will be just enough to acquire Andy Dalton. You could ask for a 2, but Andy hasn't produced enough for them to really want to fork up a 2. Now, you could give a second package would be 2020 fourth-round pick, 2021 second-round pick. Now, that I think could be doable, but they probably want Cam Newton before they would want Andy Dalton. But just in case if Cam not on the market, that's 2 potential deals that could get Andy Dalton from a Bengal to a Bears uniform. Now, AJ Green. A lot of teams will want an AJ Green. I think the most makes sense suitor will be the Philadelphia Eagles. They're looking for a number 1 receiver. They really don't have that at the moment. Deshaun Jackson's a deep threat, but he stays hurt. Alshon Jeffrey, Carson Wentz aren't really on the same page at the moment. Nelson Aguilar's been a disappointment. A former first-round pick has not been the guy that you want him to be. He's been solid, but he's not been the guy you want him to be. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is still learning the game. He's not getting many reps, and the reps he's got, he dropped passes. So you're really looking for a number 1 guy. Now, there'll be other candidates that could take this spot, potential shooter, away from the Bengals if other receivers become on the market for trade. But I'm assuming that AJ will probably be the premier guy on the market for wide receivers in the trade market. Now, what would it take to get AJ Green out of that Bengals uniform into a Philadelphia Eagles uniform, you ask? I think you have 2 potential packages for AJ. Straight up 2020 first round pick. I do not think the Eagles would do this, by the way. That's a hell no. I'm just saying the most optimal package to get AJ Green out of that uniform into another team's uniform will probably be a first round pick. But you want to trade for a first round pick for a guy you sure is not going to be healthy and has a high salary cap number? Probably not. So the most realistic package I have for you will be a 2020 third round pick and a 2021 fifth and fourth round picks, respectively. So you get a third this year, a fourth and fifth next year, for AJ will probably be the most fair package for both teams because you don't know about AJ Green's health, but you know he's a baller when healthy, and you know he will help your offense a ton and give Carson Wentz a legit number one wide receiver. So I think that will help both teams, and that will give the Bengals some more draft capital to draft players. Now William Jackson III. Now this is a tough one. He's toward the end of his rookie contract. I think this might be his last year on his deal, I believe. So they do have the 5th-year option. They'll probably exercise it so they can actually move him. Now, suitors for William Jackson III. For a relatively young player, too, he's only 26 years of age. He's the same age as I am, 26, he's 26. So a guy like that will have more suitors. Now, who will be suitors for William Jackson III? I think the Philadelphia Eagles, once again, will be in that trade in that trade discussion. I think the Washington Redskins will be another team in that trade discussion as well. They were looking for a corner while they were trying to move Trent Williams. So they might be looking to get a younger corner that's younger than Josh Norman, at least. Shit, Josh Norman's an old man compared to William Jackson. So maybe the Redskins. Who needs corner help? Maybe Seattle. Maybe Seattle. I think their corner position isn't that bad. So, but it might looking for upgrade. I mean, a lot of teams looking for upgrades. Always looking for upgrade. And I think finally, probably the Jacksonville Jaguars. So okay, let's get into it. First off, the Eagles. What would they give up to get William Jackson III? 2020 third-round pick, potentially, and a 2021 fourth-round pick. I think that would do the trick to acquire William Jackson III. You can go as high as a 2020 second-round pick if you're getting greedy, if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, and you want to get greedy, you want to get the best one you can get for your guy, for your asset. Because of his age, they might be willing to give up a 2 because he's still in his rookie contract, and he's still so young. I'm sorry, I'm just running some motion. But also you got to realize, they want to sign him long term. If they can sign him long term, I think a second-round pick would do the trick. Now, if it's a 1-year rental, no, it's not happening. No. You'll probably be giving him a third and a fourth in respective years to get him around. So, Redskins, they're desperate for some corners. Jimmy Moreland's more like a slot guy. Freeman Moreau has been a disappointment. And Josh Norman's trash. And Quentin Dunbar is your best corner, and it's not close. But he has issues with staying healthy, just like William Jackson does. So, maybe the health concerns, things like that, I think the Redskins will be willing to give up a 2020 second-round pick, maybe, or 2021 second-round pick, but they don't have a 2020 second-round pick. So, it'll be a 2021 second and a 2025. That might do the trick, but we will see. The Jacksonville Jaguars, another team. I'll probably take Seattle out the mix because I don't think Seattle is actually really looking for a corner, to be honest. But definitely Jacksonville. They just traded away Jalen Ramsey, obviously. So that being said, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars will be probably willing to give a 2020 third and also, let's say, a 2021 fourth. So I think those are potential trade packages for William Jackson. You probably straight up cutting Andre Smith. Carlos Dunlap can also get moved. I think a team looking for pass rush help is the Indianapolis Colts. I think they'll be the number 1 team looking for pass rush help. And they'll be probably getting a 2023 third round pick. And a 2021 third round pick as well. So you get 2 breeds for Carlos Dunlap. So now, with that being said, if you trade all 4 of these guys and you get all these draft picks, it's a lot of draft capital there. But for AJ, back to the AJ Green thing, if they move William Jackson for a third, I think they'll probably move AJ for a 2. So let's just say you get all these draft picks. You get a 2 and a 3 for AJ. You get a 3 and a 4 for Andy. You get a 3 and a 4 for William Jackson. You get 2 breeds for Carlos Dunlap. That's a lot of draft capital. So you're adding another like 10 to 11, and at least 8 to 9 draft picks over the next 2 years on top of what you already have. And you're really good at drafting players, so I'm not really worried about you drafting players. That's why the second part of this series won't be too long. I do like your GM. He does draft players very well. He does really good in the draft. And also, I think Zach Taylor will try to mold his team to his image, become a better leader. I think this team will be just fine in about 2 to 3 years if they move these guys for the right draft capital and keep building this young core up. So that's enough with the Cincinnati Bengals talk. Part 2 will be probably very, very short, to be honest, and much more concise. I might even need a part 2, to be honest, for this one, because they have a really good GM, in my opinion, and they don't really have a lot of front office issues. It's really just the roster and coaching is the issues in Cincinnati. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for liking the videos, commenting, subscribing to the channel, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for everything. So if you're new, please subscribe and turn on the post notification bell next to the subscribe button. You always catch a Pro Tech Sports video. I'm out, man. You guys have a great Thursday and Friday, because we upload tomorrow on Friday. Enjoy, if you watched it the previous night, the Chargers-Raiders game. And I'm out, guys. Put God first, out the way. Stay blessed. Yeah, peace.